The celebrities are gossiping about drama amid Baldoni.
And that what in fact happened was Justin didn't harass Blake. Blake was interested in wresting control of this movie away from Justin, who was the director and the producer. She was just an actress in it.
Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds thought that filing a lawsuit against Bladoni would enhance their PR campaign. Least they know it will backfire on them. Ryan Reynolds' new pictures of himself jetting out of his home state of New York on Wednesday have stirred various whispers and claims in the journalist and Hollywood world.
Forlorn Blake Lively breaks cover far from Hollywood as insiders reveal new private battle and creeping regret.
It seems like Lively regrets her decision to sue Baldoni, as she and her husband are suffering insanely due to this decision. Let's discuss a bit of the background of Hollywood's most theatrical court case. So, Justin Baldoni, yes, the man best known for trying to emotionally ruin us with It Ends With Us, has filed a lawsuit. And guess who he dragged into the courtroom spotlight? Mr. Deadpool himself, Ryan Reynolds, and his real-life gossip girl, Blake Lively.
So Justin Baldoni, he has fought back yet again. He filed a lawsuit against the New York Times, which we had Brian Friedman on to discuss, saying it had done a defamatory report on Blake Lively's claims that she was allegedly harassed by this guy when they shot the movie It Ends With Us, a film about domestic violence.
So, what really happened was that Lively filed a lawsuit against Bladoni in December of 2024, claiming he sexually harassed her on the set. Ryan Reynolds, an evil person but a caring spouse, took the side of Lively and did some harsh things with Baldoni. It includes insulting him in his penthouse in Manhattan in front of Blake Lively and Taylor Swift.
At the Reynolds penthouse in Manhattan, where Ryan Reynolds allegedly bullied Justin so badly that a Sony representative who was there, the production team behind the movie, and her biggest takeaway was, I am very sorry that I let him get away with doing that to Justin. It was so nasty.
Allegedly, Blake and Ryan wanted full creative control over the movie, the mood, and maybe the moon. Sources claim Blake wanted to outshine Margot Robbie and Scarlett Johansson. The couple initiated a fake PR campaign against Baldoni with the help of the New York Times, trying to ruin his career and taking the sympathies of A-lister actors. The interesting thing here is Ryan and Justin used to be the poster boys for bromance, laughing it up at fundraisers, posing for pictures, and basically being inseparable. They were friends who turned into sworn enemies due to Lively's fake PR campaign. Ryan went as far as claiming that Baldoni is a deranged predator and called different creative companies to drop him.
And then the hit piece had a bunch of text messages and emails between Baldoni and his PR team. Baldoni ended up being dropped from William Morris Agency, which is one of the biggest agencies in the world.
The couple was confident and feeling courageous because of Baldoni's silence, but apparently casting directors don't love the hostile takeovers of emotional dramas. When Lively and Ryan sidelined the director Baldoni from his own movie and put fake sexual harassment claims on him, he snapped.
Baldoni has filed his opposition to Blake Lively's 12b6, and this is turning into an epic battle.
He filed a $400 million lawsuit against Lively, Reynolds, and their PR strategist. He dragged Ryan into the court as his punishment for ruining his reputation and insulting him in front of the world. Now, he and his lawyer, Brian Friedman, are focused on providing answers to the sexual harassment claims of Lively, adamant to prove her wrong. First, let's talk about the infamous birth scene, because what's a legal drama without a completely out-of-context head placement?
Monshine has spoken out against lead actress Blake Lively, disputing her claims of an unsafe and inappropriate filming environment during a key scene in the movie.
So, in this birth scene, Blake Lively was deep in the throes of a dramatic labor scene. Emotional intensity is at an all-time high. And then, enter Adam Manson's head. He reportedly got a bit too close to Blake's lower hemisphere. Now, this wasn't a surprise cameo. This wasn't a rogue method acting moment. In fact, this was in the script, pre-approved. Everyone signed the waiver. The vibe was, we're making art, people. Blake agreed to it. Her team agreed to it. The director probably threw in some affirming, it'll be tasteful comment, and everyone moved on with their lives. But for Lively, this scene was not over. In fact, She used it as a vicious plot twist against Baldoni.
Accused director Justin Baldoni of casting his personal friend, Monshine, for an intimate scene that involved close physical proximity to her during a simulated childbirth sequence. Lively described the choice as invasive and humiliating, further alleging that the set was chaotic, improperly closed.
Days or weeks later, news breaks that Adam is a friend of none other than Justin Baldoni. Yes, that Justin Baldoni, the man who just so happens to be suing Blake and Ryan. And suddenly Blake's all like, actually, that moment was super inappropriate. Because apparently the discomfort didn't stem from where Adam's face was, but whose friend the face belonged to. Truly a masterclass in delayed awareness. Now, is it a coincidence? An uncomfortable revelation? Or just awkward timing? The internet thinks it's Blake trying to rewrite history with a Sharpie. Why agree to a scene if you're gonna retroactively regret it? Asked every casting director watching this unfold. Because if you greenlit the scene, rehearsed it, blocked it, and then filmed it with 12 people in the room eating stale granola bars behind the monitor, what exactly are we mad about again? There is no surprise that Lively is getting backfired because of her insane sexual harassment claims that Adam proved is false.
But now Monshine is publicly pushing back. Quote unquote, my experience working with her is very different than the one she described in her lawsuit. He told Page Six. Indeed, I was surprised to read her description of the scene. Monshine explained that Lively was not nearly unclothed as her lawsuit suggests. Instead, he states she wore a full hospital gown, black shorts, and torso prosthetic.
The rest of her claims about being uncomfortable on the set of It Ends With Us are answered by Baldoni on his 168-page website. It contains every sort of information one needs to understand how Baldoni is innocent. He has included all the text messages, voice messages, and behind-the-scenes footage that proved he and Lively acted like friends on the movie set, and the actress was comfortable around Baldoni's team. Different journalists, such as Candace Owens and Megyn Kelly, dissected this footage, proving that Lively was indeed happy and relaxed with Baldoni.
Oh my gosh, we don't shut up.
And Emily and I have we have these moments where
staring. You just stare.
Literally we've done it for like 5 minutes. it's like, I think you would find it terrifying. He's literally
You're talking about your spouse.
The whole Hollywood could see how she is laughing and smiling at Baldoni, and there is nothing wrong with this footage. By the way, Lively claimed that she was uncomfortable while doing this scene, but the truth seems to be something else. Now, Hollywood has decided to boycott the royal couple.
Words coming in from the celebrities at the Saturday Night Live 50th anniversary asking why Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds were even there. Also, Justin Baldoni's lawyer has some choice words about it all.
Blake and Ryan had it all. Beauty, sarcasm, Deadpool box office numbers, and that perfectly curated Instagram flirtation. They were the couple that looked like they laughed at inside jokes and drank artisanal matcha while buying art with whimsy. But lately, the vibes are off. The red carpets are colder. The phone calls are going straight to voicemail. And Hollywood is giving major, it's not you, actually, it's you energy. Blake is reportedly being labeled as difficult, overly controlling, and not worth the PR hassle. Studios are hesitant to even have her around them as if she has some infectious disease. Ryan was once the golden boy, the king of sarcastic charm, the guy who could sell a movie, a gin brand, and possibly a small country all in one tweet. But now, everything is going south.
Ryan, though, has not hosted. He's guest starred. He was in the monologue once or twice. He's made appearances on Saturday Night Live. He himself has never hosted. Now, it's important to remind everybody.
Let's just say, studios are starting to notice that beneath all that charming smirk is a man who might just want to run the show, direct the show, and sue the show if he doesn't get his way.
We help each other, we work together so much. The iconic rooftop scene in this movie, my husband actually wrote it. Nobody knows that but you now. He works on everything I do, I work on everything he does, so his wins, his celebrations are mine, and mine are his. I mean, he's all over this film.
Hollywood doesn't have time for his negative energy when there are already a dozen A-listers waiting in line to be the next big thing without a single lawsuit on their resume. Blake is trying to connect with her girlfriends and friend circle, Taylor Swift, some A-list friends, and a few Vogue insiders, But the effort is going in vain.
Quote, she is confused by the claims in the suit, as her connection to Blake is purely a friendship with no interest in influencing or controlling Blake's projects, end quote. The source insisted, okay, so it's not unnamed, but the source insisted that Taylor did not purposefully plan to be there during the meeting, but it sounds like an admission she was there.
Turns out, even Taylor Swift's infinite emotional bandwidth doesn't include crisis managing your lawsuit-induced PR collapse. Swift was considered the fairy godmother of Lively's daughters. She was with her and Ryan at every step. She was even in the Manhattan penthouse, helping Ryan in insulting Baldoni. But now, when she sees the bare side of the Marvel actor, she has decided to step out of this insane drama. Lively's squad isn't picking up. The group chat is dry. Hollywood's favorite it girl circle seems to have quietly turned into a Blake free zone. Even Colleen Hoover has stopped following Lively on Instagram and has deleted every picture from her Instagram feed. It seems like the writer of It Ends With Us is quite angry with this actress for ruining her debut novel and movie. Producers and production companies are distancing themselves from Blake and Ryan. Sources say some execs are rethinking deals with Ryan's production company. And Blake? The offers that used to flow in like Oscar season screeners are now suspiciously missing. Hollywood has stopped inviting them to the party, and if they appear at any, they would give them a stink eye only.
That little skit they did. And then we'll talk about everybody making fun of them. Like all the A-list celebrities. What are you doing here? Why are you guys here? Do you guys really believe that you're still part of our crew? You crooked weirdos.
A prominent example of this is the SNL 50th anniversary event. The unexpected appearance of the couple in this event stirred discomfort among the Hollywood A-lister actors, and the majority of them tried to sideline them.
You know what I mean? And like, I'm watching this and it's just hilarious because, like, they do this publicity stunt, right? They did this publicity stunt last night where they went on SNL.
It is obvious that after this sort of insult from your friends and producers, you start regretting every sin you committed. Blake and Ryan are reflecting, and by reflecting, I mean possibly having an existential crisis. Blake Lively, who has built an empire on being effortlessly chic and a girl next door with a side of designer, now regrets her lawsuit against Justin Baldoni. And let's be real, it's not just the lawsuit she's regretting. In fact, she is probably sitting in a dimly lit room wondering if she should have taken the time to not stir up a media storm in the first place. Because this media storm, though it gave her fame initially, is now biting her back. The couple has realized that maybe suing people mid-crisis isn't exactly a 5-star Yelp review for your career. Now, what does one do when the PR storm is rapidly approaching a Category 5 level? Well, we could get the ideas from Lively and Ryan. Initially, Lively tries to play the card of the damsel in distress. She claims that this lawsuit, $400 million, and Baldoni's PR campaign are taking a toll on her emotional and mental well-being. She tried to play the card of Me Too, claiming that she is a victim of a predator.
Why should Justin be able to release snippets to the media without the full context? That's what she said. That's what she did. She alleges that she's a Me Too victim there.
She claimed that she and her family are unable to step out of their home because of the inhuman attitude of A-lister actors and producers. And the whole fault in this situation is Justin. But Baldoni's lawyer, Brian Friedman, was quick to dismiss all of these claims. He used Ryan and Lively's appearance in the SNL 50th anniversary event as proof that the couple is not suffering from any isolation or mental problems.
I'm unaware of anybody, frankly, whose wife has been sexually harassed and has made jokes about that type of situation. I can't think of anyone who's done anything like that.
If they can attend a high-class event with smiles on their face, they are doing good in their homes too. Baldoni's website and Adam's words in the court are enough to dismiss her Me Too claim too.
I told them that I wasn't in the best place. I told them that I was exhausted, that I haven't given myself time to recover.
When this doesn't work, Blake decides to do what every parent who's made an extreme decision and regrets it would do: hit the family first button. Now, you may be thinking, How can one do this? Well, it is simple. Just get spotted at a horse event with your daughter, because nothing says, "I'm just like you, I swear," like an emotionally turbulent Hollywood actress with a lawsuit calmly riding a horse. It was her PR tactic to channel her inner relatable mom. You can almost hear the PR team in the background whispering, "Quick, make her look like a grounded, family-oriented person who just happens to be a massive star with all the legal drama. Horseback riding is wholesome. Everyone loves horses." With these pictures, she loudly claimed that she regretted starting the lawsuit against Baldoni as it was stopping her from enjoying peaceful family time. She couldn't have fun with her daughters because of her busy schedule and the emotional strain that came with Baldoni's lawsuit. Apparently, she is again playing the damsel in distress card with the touch of a sad mother. This tactic is to grab the attention of females around the globe. While her relatable mom content might help her appear like she's back to business as usual, studios and casting directors are still squinting at her PR tactic, still fearful of casting her in their movies. Her girlfriend has also liked an Instagram post of her standing with her daughter in the horse event, but nothing else. They are still wary of her and not going to fall into her and her husband's charms. Now, I don't know if Lively has come to the conclusion that her career is over in Hollywood, but Ryan has come to this conclusion.
I think that Ryan Reynolds, Kate thinks Kate thinks he's super frenemy with me, or even just that he hates me. I could see him hating me.
The Deadpool actor is silent after Baldoni has filed a $400 million lawsuit against him. His whole energy is channeling in preventing the lawsuit. So, he has also initiated his own PR campaign. In this campaign, he has showcased himself as a humble, quiet, and innocent person. He wanted his personality to be the one that Hollywood and the court loved.
Will we maybe see a Deadpool 4?
Oh God, no. My wife and children will divorce me, and
The kids will divorce you?
I have no prenup with any of them.
For this, he recently posted pictures where he is moving into the crowded JFK airport with his assistant. He appeared to be tense and stern while he was alone. Yes, Blake Lively wasn't with him, as apparently, she was regretting at home for starting the lawsuit war with Baldoni. Ryan was probably going to the court for the hearing, so he kept his posture and clothes quite decent and down to earth. His black baseball cap, a duffel bag around his body, a yellow hooded sweatshirt, skinny slacks, and white sneakers with tensed expressions, he wanted everyone to pity him. Lively and Ryan submitted the dismissal request in the court. Blake Lively responded to Baldoni's ridiculous $400 million lawsuit by practically calling it what it is: pure revenge. She claims this lawsuit is nothing more than Baldoni throwing a tantrum, trying to make her life miserable, and the court should just toss it out as the nonsense it is. You'd think he would get over whatever imaginary slight he's holding on to, but nope. Apparently, this lawsuit is his idea of justice. He and his lawyer are adamant about getting $400 million from the pockets of this royal couple and ruining them in every possible way. To add a cherry on top, Lively also wants the court to make Baldoni cough up some serious cash. Attorney's fees, damages, punitive damages, you name it. It's like she's saying, if you're going to waste my time with this nonsense, at least make it worth my while. Her lawyers also have pulled out the big guns, citing California Civil Code Section 47.1, which prohibits retaliatory lawsuits when it comes to public disclosures about sexual harassment. They're basically telling the court, hey, if this is about revenge, it's a no-go. So basically, after ruining Baldoni's career by doing a PR campaign, she wanted him to forget about this and not do any PR campaign against her as revenge. She wanted the courts to listen to her request, as Baldoni's innocence in the media was taking a toll on her mental health. His getting respect at Hollywood parties is causing her distress. So, there should be no public discussion about this lawsuit, and Hollywood should treat her and her husband as if nothing happened. On the other hand, Ryan's legal team has put forth some interesting claims. They claim that Ryan was simply the supportive husband in all of this. He's really got no business being dragged into the whole lawsuit mess. In fact, he's like, I'm just here for the popcorn, folks.
Ryan Reynolds is now trying to dismiss the case against Justin. And what's crazy about it is it's so emotionally charged. I can't help but believe, he wasn't instrumental in writing this motion.
So, it means that his Manhattan penthouse incident and the claims of Baldoni being a deranged predator were nothing but his innocent attempt to support his vicious wife. His being alone at the airport also tells the world that he is distancing himself from his wife's vicious lawsuit.
I felt like it was very aggressive, I agree, and I can't fault somebody for wanting to stick up for their partner, but there were parts of it as I was reading it, I couldn't help but feel like it was a bit petty. There's like a burn book reference in this thing. It's a lot.
His dismissal request wasn't as loud and arrogant as he initially was with Justin. In fact, it was toned down and full of requests. He didn't want to poke the bear further. In fact, it seemed like he wanted the old days back when he and Justin were friends and used to have amazing relationships with each other. This toned-down request was also a tactic to get sympathies from Hollywood. He wanted them to adore him and see him as an individual personality. But on April 1st, Baldoni's legal team came back swinging, making Ryan a fool in front of the whole Hollywood world. Brian Friedman filed a request to dismiss the dismissal. Baldoni's legal team are essentially telling the court that Lively and Reynolds are just pretending like Ryan's not part of the problem. According to them, Reynolds can't just act like he's a bystander here. In fact, he is apparently directly involved, and not in a let me pass the popcorn kind of way. Oh, and apparently he's a co-conspirator too. So yeah, no getting out of this one, Ryan. Looks like that $400 million lawsuit might just come with a hefty price tag for him as well. Ryan Reynolds may just find himself stuck with the attorney's fees and possibly more, and this drama is far from over. Brian Friedman has clearly told the couple that they couldn't come out from the attorney fees and lawsuit claims. In the court, the war is going on between Ryan's legal team and Baldoni's legal team. What is basically happening is Baldoni's team submitted a document, and Ryan's team raised questions about it. When they submitted their response in the second legal document, they dismissed it by saying that it wasn't in the first one, so it shouldn't be accepted. This tactic clearly shows that Ryan doesn't have any solid claims, and he is just wasting Baldoni and the court.
First amended complaint that Sarowitz and his co-plaintiff filed seeks to fulfill the promise by polluting this court's docket with hundreds of paragraphs of clickbait designed for an audience other than this court, with virtually no bearing on cognizable legal claims.
But Brian Friedman is not backing down. He has put forth the problem of Ryan claiming Baldoni as a defamatory predator in his lawsuit. He claimed that Reynolds, or his company, may have breached a duty of care by defaming those he was contractually obligated to promote. Negligent interference with prospective economic advantage is a tort under California law. It requires a duty not to interfere with another's business interests. If Reynolds was contractually hired to promote a film and then engaged in actions, public defamation, that damaged that project, he could be held liable for harming the economic interests of the film studio. In response to Brian's claims, Reynolds' team is pushing back hard, trying to deny the existence of any contract or duty, possibly to protect his company from legal exposure. This war is still going on and is far from being over. It seems like Ryan and his company are going to be doomed. We will keep you notified with future updates, so subscribe to our channel if you don't want to miss any updates.